12 minutes. That is all it takes for an American M142 HIMARS to roll out from the cargo bay of a C-130 Hercules on a rugged airstrip in Batanes, fire a salvo of precision missiles toward the South China Sea, and vanish before enemy radar can process its location. In May 2024, during Exercise Balakatan, and continuing through updated multi-domain drills in 2026, the United States military demonstrated a terrifying reality near the first island chain. From the strategic choke point of the Bashi Channel, just 190 kilometers south of Taiwan, to the frontline reefs of Palawan, thousands of Chinese naval vessels and military installations are suddenly rendered completely exposed to high-mobility land-based artillery. The stakes could not be higher for Manila and Washington. With Beijing deploying massive Type 055 destroyers and heavy Coast Guard vessels to enforce aggressive gray zone tactics near Second Thomas Shoal, Philippines forces found themselves hopelessly outgunned on the water. Facing total strategic encirclement, failure to establish a credible deterrent would leave their maritime sovereignty entirely defenseless. This critical vulnerability led global defense analysts to argue that, on paper, their only tactical salvation would be transforming these surrounding islands into an unassailable missile shield. How does a single $5,500,000 wheeled rocket launcher invalidate a multi-billion-dollar anti-access network, leaving heavily armored warships completely vulnerable in their own backyard? Before we go on, do you think this high-mobility island-hopping strategy can permanently balance power in the Indo-Pacific? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel for deep defense analytics, and tell me where you're watching from. The secret behind the deadly effectiveness of the M142 HIMARS lies not in heavy armor, but in absolute speed and precision. Weighing just 16,250 kilograms, this 6x6 wheeled system, built on a family of medium tactical vehicles chassis, is less than half the weight of older tracked launchers like the M270. Powered by a 330 horsepower Caterpillar diesel engine, it reaches top speeds of 94 kilometers per hour on roads, with an operational range of 480 kilometers. This lightweight design allows a single C-130 Hercules to air-drop the system directly onto primitive tropical runways across the Philippine archipelago. The true tactical nightmare for adversary fleet commanders is the U.S. military doctrine known as HIMARS Rapid Infiltration, or HIRAIN. During combat operations in Ukraine between 2022 and 2024, HIMARS proved its ability to fire a full pod of 6 M31 guided multiple launch rocket system missiles in just 30 seconds. Utilizing dual-frequency satellite navigation and inertial guidance, these 90-kilogram high-explosive warheads strike fixed coordinates within a circular error probable of less than 2 meters at ranges up to 92 kilometers. Immediately after launching, the crew retracts the pod and drives away within 2 minutes, leaving enemy counter-battery radars aiming at empty jungle. Now, in 2026, the integration of the Precision Strike Missile Increment 2 elevates this artillery unit into a formidable ship killer. Extending its engagement envelope from 500 to over 650 kilometers, this next-generation missile incorporates an advanced multi-mode seeker designed to track and hit moving naval surface targets. On paper, positioning these mobile launchers across Palawan and northern Luzon creates an unpredictable lethal zone that leaves adversary surface combatants completely exposed throughout the surrounding waters. To understand how the M142 HIMARS transforms regional geography, one must look at the strategic map of the first island chain. The Bashi Channel, a critical waterway spanning 150 kilometers between the northernmost islands of Batanes and southern Taiwan, serves as the primary gateway for Chinese Southern Theater Command naval formations entering the western Pacific Ocean. By deploying HIMARS units to Batanes under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, American and Philippine forces effectively establish an interlocking weapons engagement zone. When loaded with precision strike missile increment, 2 rounds capable of reaching targets over 500 kilometers away, a single hidden battery in Batanes controls the entire Bashi Channel. Farther south in Palawan, positioning HIMARS launchers just 200 kilometers from Second Thomas Shoal provides a rapid-fire umbrella over contested maritime features. However, these rocket artillery systems do not operate in isolation. Target tracking data is funneled through the Joint Information and Effects Fusion Cell, relying on real-time telemetry from P-8, a Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft, Hermes 900 unmanned aerial vehicles, and orbiting space sensors. Leading global defense analysts argue that this dispersed network enables a strategy known as stand-and-force operations, executed by the U.S. Marine Corps 3rd Littoral Regiment alongside the Philippine Army. Instead of relying solely on massive carrier strike groups that remain vulnerable to heavy ballistic missiles, small mobile artillery cells leap between remote islands using light landing craft and transport aircraft. This island-hopping posture erects a formidable reverse anti-access shield. On paper, any hostile naval vessel attempting to project power near Philippine waters risks immediate engagement from highly mobile launchers that disappear into the jungle seconds after firing. Despite its formidable tactical advantage, the long-term viability of deploying the M142 HIMARS across Philippine islands faces severe operational vulnerabilities. The most critical weakness remains the complex supply chain required to sustain precision rocket artillery in a high-intensity maritime conflict. Each M31 guided multiple launch rocket system missile carries a price tag of $168,000, while a single precision strike missile increment 2 exceeds $1,500,000. Transporting these massive ordnance pods to isolated island outposts under active blockade relies heavily on vulnerable littoral landing craft and transport aircraft. Furthermore, HIMARS is completely dependent on an unbroken sensor-to-shooter telemetry link. Leading defense analysts note that if an adversary deploys heavy electronic warfare platforms, such as Type 055 destroyers firing high-power electromagnetic jammers, satellite navigation signals could be severely degraded, rendering precision guidance useless. Nevertheless, the strategic footprint established by American and Philippine forces through updated exercises in 2026 marks a permanent shift in regional deterrence. Under the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, Manila is moving away from passive territorial defense toward active deterrence. The rapid deployment of mobile land-based missiles proves that small island nations can effectively deny access to far larger naval powers without building costly battle fleets. This tactical evolution redefines modern warfare, showing that distribution, mobility, and precision can counter raw military volume. As military planners continue to refine these island-hopping missile networks across the Western Pacific, one fundamental question remains for the future of regional security. Can lightweight, Land-based rocket artillery truly replace heavy naval battle groups in securing critical international sea lanes during a major conflict.